Good evening, myself Dr. Ramarnath Shetty, Professor in AJIT Civil Department, AJIT, Mangalore. We will go for advanced survey, aerial photogrammetry. Okay, aerial photogrammetry is the branch of photogrammetry where photographs are taken by the camera mounted in aircraft flying over the area. Now, application of aerial photogrammetry. Okay, next we go for is the application or uses for geology, structural geology, investigation of water resources, analysis of thermal pattern on the Earth's surface, geographical studies, including investigation of shore features. Second one, forestry, timber inventories, cover maps, and acreage studies. Okay. Next, we go for agriculture. Soil type, soil conservation, crop planting, crop diseases, crop acreage. Okay. Design of construction, data needed for site and route studies specifically for alternate scheme of photogrammetry used in design and construction of dam, bridges, transmission line. Planning of city and highway, new highway location, detailed design of construction contracts, planning of civil improvement. Okay, Cadastry problem is such as determination of land line for assignment of taxes. Large scale cadastry map are prepared for reapportionment of land. Environment studies, land use studies. Exploration to identify and zero down to areas for various exploration jobs such as oil or mining explorations. Okay, next, military intelligence recognition for development of forces, planning, maneuvers, accessoring effect of operation, initiating problems related to topography, terrain condition or work, medicine and surgery, stethoscopic measurement of human body, X-ray photogrammetry in a location of foreign material in the body and location of examination of its fractures and grooveries, and biostastromatics. Miscellaneous crime detection, traffic study, oceanography, meteorographical observation, architectural and uh, archaeological survey, countering beef cattle for animal husbandry, etc. Aerial photogrammetry. Aerial photogrammetry make use of camera fitted in aircraft to photograph area from the overhead position. The principle of stereoscopic vision is used to study the interpreting aerial photographs. Therefore, overlapping photographs are taken in a direction of flight as well as in lateral direction as the aircraft flies along with a parallel path. Okay, basic terminology in aerial photograph. First one, picture plane. The plane perpendicular to camera axis at the focal distance in front of the lens. It is represented by a positive contact point or photograph. Image plane. Plane perpendicular to lens axis in which image of the exterior object are focused by the lens is known as negative plane. Camera axis is line passing through the center of the camera lens perpendicular to both the camera plate and picture plane. Explorer station is the point in space in the air occupied by the camera lens instead of exposure. Preciously, it is the space position of the optical center of the camera. Okay, vertical photograph is an aerial photograph made with the camera axis. It's vertically. Tilted photograph is an aerial photograph made with the camera axis. Okay, unintentionally tilted from the vertically by the small amount, usually less than 3 degrees. Oblique photograph. Oblique photograph is an aerial photograph taken with the camera axis deliberately inclined to the vertical at large angle. This because the view seen in a vertical photograph is generally unfamiliar to human eyes. The inclination makes the view familiar. Projection is one of the produced by the straight line radiating from the common point and passing through the point of sphere of the plane projection. A photograph is perspective projection. Flying height is is the elevation of the exposure station above the sea level or any other selected datum. Flight height is a line drawn on a map to represent the track of the aircraft. Focal length, it is the distance from the front nodal point of the lens to the plane of photograph. It is also the distance of image plane from the rear nodal. Equivalent focal length, the distance of the image plane from the rear nodal point, yielding to the best average definition. Principal point. Principal point is a point where the optical axis of camera strikes the photographs. Okay, also it is the foot perpendicular to image plane from the rear nodal point of camera lens system from the manufacturing error. Okay, next. Nadir point. Nadir points is the point where a plumb line is dropped from the front nodal point of places the photograph. This point is also known as photonadir or photoplumb point. Ground nadir point. Ground nadir point or ground plumb point is a datum intersection with the plumb line through the front of the nodal point. Tilt. Tilt is the vertical angle defined by the intersection as exploitation of the optical axis of the plumb line. Principal plane. Principal plane is the plane defined by the lens, the ground nadir point, and the principal point produce the ground. Principal line. Principal line is the intersection of the principal plane with the plane of photograph. Isocenter. Isocenter is the point which bisector of the large angle of tilt meet the photograph. Swing. Swing is the angle measured the plane photograph from the positive y-axis clockwise to the nadir point. Azimuth of the principal plane. Azimuth of the principal plane is the clockwise horizontal angle measured from the ground nadir point of the ground survey of the Mediterranean to the principal plane of the photograph. It does ground survey direction of the tilt. Horizon point is the intersection of the principal line with the horizon line through the perspective center. Near the vertical or tilted photograph, the point generally outside the photograph. In a high photograph, however, it is in a photograph. Okay, axis of tilt. Axis of tilt is a plane or photograph is perpendicular to principal of the isocenter plane of the photograph tilted to the horizontal axis. Equipment used in aerial photograph, mainly camera, is required for survey. This method build very expensive, but very large project. Taking the photograph of the job is done. Large number of camera models are available in different focal length and specifications. Okay, aerial camera. We are using the aerial camera. It is a primary terrestrial camera. Well, aerial camera same. Camera is mounted on a moving aeroplane. Required quite different. Aerial camera require fast length, high speed efficient shutter, high speed emulsion film. Okay, the magazine of hold a large roll of film. Okay, aerial camera is considered to be surveying it great with precision. Okay, aerial camera consists of following lens, diaphragm, shutter, filter, camera cone. Okay, this focal plane, camera body, drive mechanism, magazine. This is the aerial camera. You can see magazine one. Okay, one is the magazine. Two is the focal plane. Okay, three is the body. Three is the body. Okay, four is the turretin. Fifth is the uh, cone, sixth is the lens, okay, lens, seventh is the shelter, okay, eight is the diaphragm, okay, eight is the diaphragm, nine is the filter, okay, this is the total this one, okay, lens assembly is the consist of lens, diaphragm, shelter with the filter. Okay, the aircraft is considered distant terrain of a photograph. All the point is considered infrared length, hence focal length camera is fixed to the location of the infrared. Ideal lens is the cardinal point in, and dash will be the common point of the object. Okay, this is the lens image plane and objective plane as shown. This is also lens and image plane objective. Shutter of the camera controls the interval of time during the light allowed to the passes through the lens. Okay, this since aircraft moves in high speed, speed of the shutter required to bring the image of the camera, vibration, forward movement of the aircraft. Okay, diaphragm is between the lens and the element act on the physical opening of the lens system. It consists of series of leaves which can be rotated to increase the decrease the opening size bundle of the ray passing through the lens. Filter consists of piece of color glasses placed in the front of the lens. Okay. Camera cone support the lens assembly including the filters. Focal plane culmination mark provided upper surface of the cone. Camera body is a part of can provide the top of the cone. Okay. Drive mechanism, drive mechanism is housed camera body. It used to winding trapping the shutter and operate a vacuum system for filter film, winding the film. Magazine is hold exposed and unexposed film of the houses of film plating of the focal plane. Now, procedure for aerial first one, reconnaissance. I undertake the study important features of the ground. Okay, ground control. It requires the obtain the set of point of the position based on the point located plotted. Number of ground depend upon the cover. Scale map, prepare flight plan and preparation of the map. Flight control achieved by the flight planning, which is into the account of extent of the area. Okay. Overlap area of the focal length of the camera overlaps scale of photo ground speed of the aircraft trailer. This is about the area covered by the photograph, time interval between explosion, large number of photographs required to decide based on the flight planning. Okay, photograph include the photograph interpretation of the stereoscopy. Okay, photo interpretation done with called stereography, which is certain magnifier. Okay, so we can observe the dimension of the drawing map of the photograph area. Okay, now computation, it include the measurement, parallax measurement of the parallax can be done by two way of floating mark and parallax bar. Okay, radial line method, slotted template method, stereoscopic method. Now we go for the overlap. Overlap is required and shall complete the coverage of the area. Stereoscope vision possible to overlap the part by photograph, part common to photograph. Overlap ensure the central part of the photograph less than their edge. Okay. Obtained by the overlap, aircraft tried to provide the camera exposure to the interval between the longitudinal overlap attained the next position of the. You can see the overlap. This is a longitudinal overlap. Okay, flight direction is this. This is a lateral overlap. Flight direction is this is the main overlap is the problem. Okay, this mosaic. One of the way used to photograph taken from the aerial platform arrange them in stereo. This gives the better idea of the ground relief, therefore study of the interior of the photograph. Another method used for photograph view the area by cutting the position from the total image of the area. This result in tilt and ground relief correction of the made to control the mosaic. Okay, if the corrections are not made beforehand, the built-up image called uncontrolled mosaic. Okay, the object in photograph depend upon the distance of the object from camera. The aerial surveying distance represented by flying height